Hello, everybody. My microphone feels incredibly sensitive again. So, the last time I was here, we intimidated Caleb's assistant into saying that his child has been speaking to her and Caleb doesn't like it. So, in the middle of a murder mystery, we have this dude with his own personal problems. I'm just gonna fix my curtain a little bit because the light is starting to shine through at 4 a.m. and I don't like that. Fresh air is great, the light not so much. Just in time for the load as well. Alright, time to solve my own personal problems. Hello, Furnace RPGs.
What's gonna happen to my vessels?
Don't really need any blood right now. Uh, hot. Had some very, very stressful things happen today. So, I'll probably be here quite a lot. In at least the next couple of weeks.
A message from Caius. Need you downstairs. Urgent issue. Bad timing. I'm going to have to choose. Help Caius or speak with Beryl.
The company that I was working for downsized. So, they fired 10 people at once, and I was one of the people that they fired. So, yeah. This is the thing that I actually enjoy doing. So I de-stressed some on Genshin Impact. I decided that today I'm not even gonna start focusing on looking for a new job or anything. I'm just gonna take a week to relax and I'm just gonna stream a lot and have some fun. Yeah, a tech company.
In the end, it always comes down to a struggle for power between the prince and their primogen.
I was replaced by Chat GPT. Okay, I really don't care about the extra history for Boston Camarilla.
The First Inquisition. The first time our supremacy was challenged.
Did you just keep... As a memory, did you just really keep a slab with a cross? What's the other slab?
A copy of a treatise on metal transfusion.
Oh.
Dijon gave it to Hazel when they first started working together.
Oh. Okay. I suppose these are books. They kind of look a bit like slabs. I mean, some of my books look like slabs. I still have quite a few to read because I have so much to read because this is my reading month.
Caleb, our secret agent is back already.
Yeah. I mean, there is some chance that the company will go under, especially considering that the CEO is... he's not a very nice man. So...
Caleb, by all means...
I don't know, being fired might be a good thing. You never know how life plays out. For now, I'm just gonna have a break.
How extraordinarily rare. To what do I owe the honor?
Enough, Beryl. Did you speak with Feng?
I'm not one to keep an eye on the comings and goings of your retainers.
Did you speak to her?
So much fuss about nothing.
Caleb's facial expressions!
You know very well what she is to me, and what she'll be soon.
If
Caleb raised one eyebrow.
authorizes it,
It's only a matter of time.
I sincerely hope so. I ran into her recently, it's true, but we hardly said a word to one another.
I will confront you!
I know you saw Feng. Right here. I already told you not to speak to her again.
Come again?
Don't try to deny it. You spoke to her.
Fine, she came here. I don't see what the problem is.
What exactly is driving you?
Unlike you, I don't try to control the lives of those around me. Feng still enjoys a certain degree of freedom, doesn't she, to choose whom she sees? We ran into each other by accident, and we didn't speak for long.
Oh God. Ah.
She is mine. She cannot decide for herself. I won't have her coming anywhere near you.
You might want to rethink your methods. If she didn't need to talk to me so badly, I would have refused to see her. I really don't see the harm in it.
It's not your business to understand.
Sorta. It's a bit hidden.
I too, though.
It doesn't
I
really
just
offer
wanted to
anything,
give her
hence
some
why I kind of
advice.
hid it.
To help guide her through this brave, dangerous new
But
world.
the same
When it
username
comes
on
to that,
Patreon.
I don't think you're doing enough. Am I mistaken?
I think it's also in panels. At least it should be.
You needn't worry. She's been introduced to everyone. I don't intend to leave her defenseless among the drooling predators skulking in the corners. And she might just surprise you.
I'm sure she will.
She's worth far more than your estimations.
Is she worth more than me?
Are you sure you want an answer to that?
All right, all right. I never took you for the father.
Win.
But I guess anyone at any age is vulnerable to the winds of change. Your concern for Feng is to your credit. It really is. However, I can't help making comparisons with my own past experiences.
You shouldn't.
It was long ago, I admit. But I'm still your only child.
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous. Although I do regret the unfortunate turn our relationship has taken.
He can't really focus while I'm focusing. Yes.
I'm worried about Feng, honestly. You would worry too if you were in my shoes. I just want to make sure she doesn't go through the same thing I did. The crushing weight of disappointment. The distance. The disdain.
If it's pity you're after, that just goes to prove you never really knew me at all. Don't try to compare yourself to Feng. It won't be to your advantage. She's humble and wants to make the world a better place.
You think my feet leave no prints in this world?
The tracks you leave lead only back to you. Unlike hers, you defile everything you touch.
I don't know why you hate him so much, Caleb.
Past, Beryl. You're finished. Fang is the future of the Camarilla. She's
I
not
love
like
this
you,
exchange.
and she never will be.
Ah, such eloquence, which never ceases to surprise me. You've always wielded words with such deadly skill. But there is one small detail it seems you have forgotten. You won't be there for her much longer.
What?
Think about it. You're the oldest person in this city now. It gnaws at you like it does all the elders. You can feel it inside you, and it will grow and grow until you finally give in. How long do you think it will be before you leave too?
I'd weigh your words. One might think you actually want me gone.
Far be it from me to want that.
Yet you seem so eager to replace me, even purring up to Fang. That doesn't seem like a very loyal attitude to have.
I won't let you question my loyalty.
My
Then do something
loyalty.
to prove it. Then we'll talk.
Actually, If I understand you right, and I think I do, we're of the same mind. With a few minor differences.
Minor differences.
Is that so?
We both want what's best for Fang.
Do we?
Why can't I see her?
I don't owe you an explanation. I don't ask you about what you do with your retainers.
And I don't prevent them from coming to see you. Why treat me any differently?
You are my progeny, my only child, and I'm here to ask you one very simple thing. Think of it as a favor if you want.
But you don't see that I think I'd be doing you a disfavor. Fang needs to talk, and your only child is a precious resource, don't you think? For once, I was looking out for someone. I know you think I'm selfish, a manipulator, but things aren't always black or white. You of all people should know that. I'm worried for Fang. She needs someone, because you can't be there for her all the time.
I thought I had made myself clear. I don't want to hear about any more secret meetings between the two of you.
Have no fear. I know what I must do.
Watch yourself.
I think we've said just about all there is to say.
One more thing.
A little bird told me about your operations in South America.
My dear sire, for someone I thought had no interest in business, you're remarkably well informed.
Nothing can stay hidden from the court forever.
Where's the harm in it?
Your actions have consequences for the Camarilla that you haven't considered. You could endanger the masquerade. Don't you think you should speak to the prince about it?
I don't see how my personal business concerns her. She's already having enough trouble getting us out of this mess she's dragged us into.
You hold her responsible for this?
She's in charge, isn't she? She hosted the party. It's only natural to hold her accountable, isn't it?
If the court were to hear what you just said...
Ha! Do you really think I'm the only one who thinks this? You'd best be going.
I wasn't planning on staying. Be sure of that.
It's been a pleasure. Please excuse me if I don't see you out.
Ah yes, it has been a pleasure to argue with you. I would argue with you at any point again.
He's unpredictable. I need to take more drastic measures if I want to stop him from causing trouble.
Let's just see. Do I have any edible items? Nah. Because I kinda might need one later.
It's locked from the inside.
My willpower is on a funny level.
Caius again. They locked it down. Too late to go see him. Hazel is probably ready to see me now. I won't make her wait.
I forget, where's the princess room?
The prince didn't ask you for your opinion.
Hazel can't just ignore me.
Thank
and then call me
you.
like this. Now get out of here before I make your blood boil.
Mr. Siaka, you're taking a big risk.
Goodbye.
Mr. Siaka, I'm just
Asshole.
in your house right now because I forgot where the prince lives and I thought that maybe...
Reading tarot. For those who are uncertain as to what the future holds for them.
Hi! I forgot
Why
where
is
the
she
prince
sending you?
is.
Run into some trouble with the prince?
That's a question to ask Hazel. She's the one who doesn't know what she wants.
You seem unusually tense. Are you sure she's the problem?
Obviously, the whole situation is a nightmare. But Hazel's not helping. She's obviously overwhelmed.
I have
And I'm
6.
not the only one who thinks so. I don't know
For
how
the
you
most
still put
part,
up
they're
with her.
okay.
You owe your place in the Primogen to her.
One is old
What, you
and
think I
possibly
don't know
has
that?
skin allergies.
I've always done
But
my
he
best
has
to keep
been
her
getting
from
better
screwing
since we
things
put a
up.
cone on
But
him.
when she reached out to
But he doesn't
Hartford,
like it.
Hartford is a key part of her plan.
we can't count on Hartford. There are other Chantries, other kindred who could help us. After what happened last night, I'm not sure you realize just how deep the shit we are in goes.
And I suppose you have the solution?
Maybe. Not that I'm happy about it. There's interesting stuff going on in other places. Boston's not the center of the universe.
We don't know who can be trusted. This is no time to leave. If the prince has kept you in the dark, she must have had a good reason for it. Just look at what happened.
Open your eyes, Caleb! The Boston Camarilla is crumbling before our eyes!
I think it's more that you're having an Inquisition problem.
If you leave now, you're no better than our enemies.
You're one to talk. You know what it's like to feel called to be elsewhere.
That has nothing to do with this. Salem isn't elsewhere. You won't be any safer there.
It's just a starting point. We thaumaturgs will find a way to deal with it.
I see that you've planned for everything.
I've already lost too much time. You shouldn't waste your time either.
If you leave, Hazel will catch up with you.
What do you mean?
You know, she doesn't like people who have been disloyal, especially now.
Hazel doesn't need new enemies. She should be wary.
Be careful.
Goodbye, Caleb.
I'm just here to bark at people, don't mind me. I need to figure out where the goddamn prince lives. Or Hazel. Is Hazel the prince? Is the prince's name Hazel? That could be it. Does the prince have like, their own elevator? This building is incredibly fancy, very unfortunate, but I am extra bad with directions.
There's no point in hanging around here bothering me. It's gonna take me a while.
Very well, Mr. Sheridan. Please excuse me.
Oh, so that's Mr. Sheriff. Princess office, there we go. She does have her own floor. Just looking for her on the other floor, but no, she has a floor all to herself. And she loves stacked coins.
The prince is ready to see you now.
Well, let's go.
Great.
I'm extra bad with him. I'll probably get no XP for this either. Considering that all I did was to lose a confrontation. Stare, stare, stare.
Caleb,
My prince.
we were expecting you.
How may I be of service to you this time?
One thing at a time. The situation has changed. The money is gone. The accounts have been emptied.
What? That's impossible.
Only Jason Moore could have transferred the money. The situation is dire.
Moore would never have done it on his own. He would never have dared.
I agree. It's much too bold a move for him. And that's what concerns me the most. Someone used him to attack us. Someone who was extremely well prepared.
I spoke with Beryl. He's up to something.
The problem with your child is that he's always up to something. How am I supposed to know if it's not in my best interest?
We must keep an eye on him.
You're not telling me everything, Caleb. I'm your prince. You know you can trust me.
I don't understand him anymore. I forbade him from seeing Zhu Fang, but he disobeyed. It's all one big, twisted game for him.
That's a strictly personal matter.
Who knows what he's really hiding?
Of course, like all the others. It's impossible to have anyone you can trust in this court. Even in the
I
middle of the
came
worst
with my
crisis we've
personal
ever
problems to
faced.
grumble at the CEO. Yay!
You've faced grave dangers in the past. I've never seen you so wary.
I've been suspicious of the Primogen for a while now. They're always throwing up roadblocks. With everything that's happening, I'm afraid I've waited too long to take any drastic action.
Do you think they're behind all this?
Any one of them could have revealed the address of the reunification party. They all had it. In any case, they'd jump at the slightest opportunity to bring me down if I tried to exert too much control.
That's why you asked more for a detailed report on each of them.
Exactly. Defeating our enemy would give me something to keep them in check. For a time. Failure is a luxury we will soon be unable to afford. If you have nothing more to say, we can move on to the reason I sent for you.
What did you think about Richard Dunham's file?
Money that should be going to me seems to go missing whenever he touches it. Richard is far too important to me. I can't afford to upset him now. But if his research doesn't pay off soon, I won't hesitate to show him my disappointment.
Isn't that the psychologist?
Did you read Jara Drory's file?
I wish I'd never seen it.
There's too much I despise in it.
She never mentioned she was monitoring the Primogen's finances.
But she's not here to shed any light on it.
I'm listening.
I've asked for your presence here because I have a new mission for you. Delsin was able to track down the men who attacked us.
It wasn't easy, but it was impossible for them to disappear without leaving a trace after what they did yesterday.
Where are they hiding?
Long Island.
I have one education, it's enough.
Yes, of course.
I know what a Long Island is.
Just off the coast. An old fort. It's the ideal place for a secret base.
And certainly much more. Who knows what they're up to out there?
How is it we didn't notice a thing?
They have abundant resources, and we're short on eyes.
It doesn't matter. We'll find the people responsible for
I'm
the
sorry, but
situation
his
later.
facial
Our
expression?
most pressing issue is
Look at
preventing them from
him!
striking us again
He looks
How?
petrified
You're
the
going to
whole
go
time.
and kill their leader.
Like, Caleb looks very serious. The prince looks acceptable. And her bodyguard looks petrified and kinda insane. So when he goes, "We are short on eyes," with that expression, I absolutely expect him to then go, "I must go and harvest more eyes." We should have all had eye jars like I suggested a while ago.
As I've said before, you can count on me.
I'm the oldest.
Good. That's what I was hoping you'd say.
I'm not
When the time
gonna...
comes, I won't forget to reward those who've been
I'm not
loyal to
gonna, like,
I
argue
won't
with
let
it.
you down. What's the plan?
They evacuated the
Everyone
barracks
else
for the site of the
suck
party,
worse than
which
me.
is how
I
we
may
were
as well
able to pick
go.
up their trail.
There's a small, nondescript warehouse at Jeffrey's Point. As far as we can tell,
Guy,
the
what's up
transfers
with
from
your
Boston to Long
expression?
Island are made by boat.
Look just a
Boys
tiny
on
bit more
attention
sane. Like,
themselves,
try
they
closing
chose
your
to
eyes a
employ
little
only
bit.
Small craft. There are bodies packed in the warehouse waiting to be shipped over. Do you get the picture?
You want me to disguise myself as a body to be evacuated?
Exactly. All you have to do is stop simulating your vital functions for a few hours.
It's risky.
It's risky, but it's now or never. We might never get another opportunity. We have to try.
The last transfer is probably going to take place tonight. After that, there's no way of knowing when we'll get another chance.
I need to know the details.
Let us worry about getting you into the warehouse. We've made all the preparations. You won't have to worry about a thing until you get to Long Island.
I really don't trust a guy that looks semi-crazy.
And after that?
Once you're on the island, you'll be in uncharted territory. You'll be on your own.
Well, I feel like you can call me Solid Snake.
Walter Stanford.
He's the head of the Boston Task Force. He's part of what they call the Society of Leopold.
Someone else will take his place.
No need for you to worry about that for the time being. Your mission is to eliminate Stanford, and that's all.
What do we know about this Stanford?
Not much. They're very careful. He was sent from the Vatican, and he brought other fanatics with him. If he's here, it means that...
I mean, there's over 2 billion of Christians in the world.
That can't be good for us.
He's got to be taken out.
There should be no short on vampire hunters.
I don't wish to be the bearer of ill tidings, but what if I fail? Do you have a backup plan?
Caleb, you won't fail. You're our only hope. We place all our trust in you to complete this essential
bad
mission.
idea, and
There's
you're...
no room for error, Bazori.
And, your bodybuilder does look like he is really terrified about it.
Aren't you worried someone will tip off the SI? There's still a traitor among us.
The traitors, my department. You need to strike quickly, and don't let anyone know of your plans. We can't take the slightest risk.
What's the Vatican getting out of all this?
Your guess is as good as mine. But it seems that the kind are trying to get a better understanding of us in order to hunt us more effectively. These priests have been our...
Are you
enemies for
on
ages.
something? Just
They have knowledge.
throwing it out
To them
there.
is crucial. We must keep our enemies from unifying their strength.
All right. I've heard enough.
Very well. Then you should get going. We've already lost enough time.
Very well. My prince.
I can't believe that Caleb is even, like, simulating his vital functions right now. Considering that, just... he doesn't look very alive. Night-night. I will when I see Tillman. He has been depressed recently. Okay, and then Lewis actually has experience. I have heard that Celerity 4 is very important for her. So while we have that experience, we may as well spend it. You look like you have a stick up your ass. Stop walking like you shot yourself.
I'm guessing you tipped Bazori off to the traitor?
Yes.
Any news?
Nothing since Richard's report. My city is in danger. Everything I've built, all the dreams I've invested. That Judas is a threat to everything.
Not for long. You'll bounce back.
Yes. Congratulations on your negotiations with the Chantry. Our agreement with Hartford is crucial.
I almost didn't make it out. I could have ended up a guinea pig in their strange experiments.
Don't be ridiculous. We would have realized you'd gone missing soon enough. I would have sent someone to get you. Ugh, that's enough brooding. That's not why I brought you here. I have a new favor to ask of you.
What a surprise.
About what I told you earlier concerning Delsin and Long Island. I've got a plan.
Oh, I know that look. Hazel.
This is the best moment to strike.
That sounds like the definition of rushing into things.
Yes, but we have no choice. Delsin?
We need to blind them, from the inside. They know too much about it. We have to change that. For that, we need someone to hit them with a surprise attack from within their compound.
I wish that person luck.
It's you.
That's way out of my league.
Hazel's not asking for your opinion. You proved you were reliable with Hartford. We need your skill sets for such a risky and vital task.
That's precisely what's got me on edge.
It's your chance to prove to the court once and for all that you deserve a place on the council, MM. After this, you'll be untouchable.
I sure hope so. All right. How do I get on this island? By boat?
I doubt it. Coastline's under surveillance.
So I swim across. All right. What then?
Kaya's wrote a program that can help us. If you can upload it into their system, it'll corrupt all the data they've got in their database. Their systems, the archives, it'll all be lost.
Allowing us to cover our tracks.
It's our best shot at making it through this. You'll just have to insert it into a computer that's on their network. That's absolutely essential. Any questions?
Who would I even take? Let's just get on with it.
So, let me get this straight. You want me to infiltrate the enemy base alone? The same enemies who just slaughtered half the camp.
Quit whining. You can have help.
Oh, really?
Your task will not be easy. You'll need a diversion while you sabotage their system. A raid near their base, for example.
That could work. Who will you send?
I refuse to sacrifice any more of our people. So we might as well send in the riffraff. The Anarchs could do the job.
Come again?
You heard me. I want you to go see them and convince them to go with you to Long Island.
You're trying to thin their herd.
I'm balancing the scales, that's all.
They can't stand us. They'll never agree to fight for us. Let alone on their own without us.
They don't have to know they'll be alone. Lead them to believe our forces will join up with them. The SI is a threat to the entire city. They're just as concerned as we are.
Right then.
Let's not whine at the
Let's
prince.
say I agree.
You don't have a choice, but I'll humor you.
How am I supposed to go about it? I can't just go chasing down every Anarch I know to ask for their help.
There's only one Anarch that counts. Their Baron.
Randall Thane?
That's right. He's in charge of the various Anarch gangs in the region. I don't know where he is right now. You'll need to use your network.
I've got an idea of who I can ask. What can I use as leverage if they try to negotiate?
Money, favors. Offer them whatever seems useful.
All right.
One more thing. Don't tell anyone about your task, not even your sire. I don't want the council poking their noses into this. That will be all. I'm counting on you, MM. Be careful, and good luck.
I'm gonna need it.
Kinda wish that Caleb was the prince, even though I don't think that he wants to be the prince.
MM, there you are. I'm sorry I wasn't here to meet you when you got back. I was busy.
Sorry, babe, you're a little late. Hazel's sending me back out there. I can't hang around.
Babe,
What's wrong with you?
you haven't spoken to me like that since our breakup. I'm just a little surprised.
What are you talking about? We never...
Broke up? It's been 30 years, MM.
What? I don't remember.
Come on. I get the feeling we need to clear up a few things.
Yeah.
Come on, tell me what's going on.
The Warlocks. I knew their library would leave a mark. They fucked with my head.
So, if I understand right, you have no memory of our breakup.
None whatsoever. I really thought that I mean, you know.
There's a reason the Warlocks have a bad reputation.
And you said it's been 30 years?
More or less.
That seems like forever. And then again, the blink of an eye for us.
Believe me, it's been a long 30 years.
I wanted to know...
Well, maybe you two
why
can go
exactly
back
did we
together.
break up? Was it you? Me?
It's more complicated than that.
But...
It's a long story, Mem. And it's not really a happy one.
That's all the more reason! I want to know what happened. It's my memory, not some game.
Exactly. I don't want to see you suffer again. I won't allow it.
But it's not your choice. It's not you we're talking about, it's me. I can't just sit here not knowing.
I won't tell you a thing.
Hilda, please.
I said no. There's no point in insisting.
Fine. Whatever you want.
Oh, time to go then.
I'm sorry, I've gotta go. I need to take some time to process all of this. The prince is sending me out on another task. I can't screw up.
What kind of task?
I'm sorry, but I can't talk about it. Hazel made that exceedingly clear. If she thinks things are better like that, I believe her.
For God's sake, Amem, I'm your sire. You should trust me, not that snake in the grass.
Personally, I've never had anything bad to say about Hazel.
Unlike me. Is that it? You'd be singing a different tune if you knew what I know.
If I knew what?
Nothing. You wouldn't believe me anyways.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. I'm sorry. You're right, you're my sire, I should believe you. And I do. We good? Would you tell me what you know? Please.
Seriously, you don't think you're laying it on a little too thick?
Not at all.
You can be such a pain sometimes. Hazel's a smart woman. She knows what she needs to do to get what she wants. And she wants you.
That's going too far.
You think it's an honor, but you should really be worried. Hazel never does anything she's not sure she'll benefit from, which means she's got ways to make you bend to her will. She's careful to hide her secrets from you, safe behind her herald. Tonight could be your last chance to discover them. Very well, let's move on. You're right. You should go get some rest, and do think over what we've discussed. Promise me you'll be careful.
I'll try.
You know, it really sucks to me that I can't seem to figure out how to check the quest log. Because there was something about taking the elevator in April's office. You kind of want to do that.
Do you think we have time to I'd better hurry.
Let's do just that. Let's explore.
A direct route to the prince's apartments. April plays the guard dog. The Swan's Nest. I hope it's worth it.
You know, the High Herald, I have for your advice and the higher value I place on our special arrangement. This is why I asked you to carry out the task we discussed yesterday, a task that you were extremely reluctant to undertake. I appreciate your objections, but the Hartford Chantry is our best option right now. When I say right now, it's because I'm counting on the situation changing, a change you yourself would be party to. In the interest of my projects, I cannot reveal the details, especially in writing, but keep in mind that I know where you are from and what your answers just went through. Hartford is nothing more than a means, a tool that can be replaced. Help me, and when the time comes, I will help you. Business card for some willpower.
Didn't know Hazel was into music.
BFDHC. That would be a code. BFDAC. BFDAC. I have passed your request for more information about Mr. Underwood on to Jason Moore. I can only congratulate you for taking such an initiative. I have observed a steady increase in Mr. Underwood's contacts with mortals around the globe, particularly in South America and India. He is very secretive. Since he became Galeb Bazori's child, the family business he inherited has grown into a vast, sprawling network that controls the sugar industry from production to sales. He has often flouted the rules of the masquerades, and he has even gone against many of our principles on several occasions. Okay.
There are faint marks on the wall. I've always found swans very moving. They're beautiful, but full of melancholy. It's a nice symbol.
Well, of course we took the bimbo to investigate the office.
It's Miley?
And then?
Miley, that you?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Take it easy. Hazel sent me to get something for her. A file. Everything is fine. All right?
Hazel... Oh. Okay. I... trust you. But... you have to leave. She doesn't like visitors.
It'll only take me a sec.
Well, at least Miley's alive, even though it seems that she got her face burned.
I understand better now why Dijon never mentioned his sire. Hazel's always one step ahead.
My trip to New Orleans was not for nothing. I was able to learn a lot about Dijon Siaka's past. He is the child of one of Marie de Riquet. Her name isn't familiar, that's to be expected. She's rather ordinary, but interestingly enough, she had ties to the Hartford Chantry. Indeed, not long after her unauthorized embrace, she was sentenced to final death by Hartford Tremere. Her escape led her to Louisiana, where she met Siaka. She embraced him in a voodoo ritual that I didn't understand much about. But it seems that it left a deep impression on Mr. Siaka, who has been influenced by this magic throughout his existence. It appears that he has come to New England to settle a score with Hartford. I think we could use this to our own advantage, given the arrangements we envision.
Hazel had another child before Miley? Shit. I had no idea.
As per advance
Seeing as
information,
how
your child was found in a
I'm always
warehouse on the
surprised.
off-back street. The area was deserted. I entered the premises at approximately 2:20 a.m. When Erland's Cardiel saw me arrive, he seemed to understand what was going on. At first, he tried to negotiate, but when I knocked him down, he quickly got up and tried to escape. It was only he was thrown against the wall that he really understood that only one of us would ever leave the hangar. He hit his head. His head hit a metal railing many times. He then stopped moving altogether. Went to get the gas cans I had brought with me earlier. After spraying gasoline all over the premises, I set it on fire. I stayed there until the fire was over. 1991. Well, she must have had a misembrace. I mean, Caleb is having one too right now.
There are faint marks on the wall. I wonder if...
Okay. Give me a sec. BFDAC. B F D A C.
That noise. Something moved. So Hazel has her eye on my clubs. Ugh, politics. Always politics.
As Prince of Boston,
What's
you
her
know I'm
game?
always looking for
Is this how
opportunities
she
to
thanks
expand
her
my
allies?
domain. A few of my counselors have brought an opportunity to strengthen our hold on Boston's nightlife to my attention. I'd like you to evaluate the acquisition of a number of venues. A specific list is attached to this letter. These venues happen to be currently owned by Mem Lewis, who you do not know very well. She's one of our kind, but I ask for utmost discretion regarding this matter.
That explains why Hazel's holding off on Fang's embrace. Underwood. What a creep.
I have heard that you fear the departure of my dear sire, Caleb Bazori. Indeed, the progressive departure of the eldest among us is a matter of concern, especially when it involves such loyal and valuable element as Caleb. Nevertheless, I believe I have a way to keep him at your disposal for a while longer. My sire is rather infatuated with a promising young woman. He wishes to embrace her more than I have ever seen him desire anything. Why, you may ask? Why choose to have another child when you already have a child as accomplished as myself? I wouldn't dare to comment on the subject myself and will join you in your question. So this Su Fang, as the object of his desires is named, should be formally presented to you very soon. You know how dear old Bazori stands on tradition. Of course, he will only embrace her when you have given him permission to do so. This is why I suggest you use some obscure excuse, such as an overcrowding of Boston, for example, to stall for time. You'll understand if there is anything Caleb is good at, it is understanding princes, even when they make decisions that go against his interests. Ask him for more time, postpone it, or even simply ignore his requests. He will be all the more ready to prove his worth to you, to show that he deserves it. I obviously do not expect any form of compensation for this advice. The mere act of serving my prince and the court of Boston, of performing my duty in short, is payment enough for me.
Hazel said there was an accident, but it was actually an execution. If Leysha were to find out...
It is with heavy heart that I confirm that I carried out your orders last night. Halsey is no more, so you will most certainly experience less fear of new incidents. I've already made arrangements at Institute for Leysha because I'm certain that she will be shocked and that she will become unwell. While I understand your reasons with all due respect, I must warn you that Halsey's disappearance will not necessarily result in increased potential for Leysha to have visions. I will tell Leysha that there has been an unfortunate accident, and if required, I will manipulate her memories to avoid the worst. You can count on my discretion, and I will be tuned regarding this matter. Sincerely yours. Okay, so she did have a Halsey. It's just that after a while, Halsey was taken care of.
I should go. It's gonna be a long night. First, the Anarchs. But I have to find them first.
Okay, best kept secret. Oh. Fair enough. We missed a couple of notes on there. Oh, we have so much XP. Let's upgrade Obfuscate. Why not? I don't really need a point in Rhetoric, but I may as well.
Halsey? Yes, Mom. I'm here.
Where even are we? Okay, I already read these. I'm sleeping in somebody else's office. Ah, floppy disk too.
What is he talking about?
I'm unfortunately not in position to respond favorably to your request. I am on the verge of a breakthrough and I'm not able to ensure the success of my research while providing appropriate treatment for Leysha. With all due respect, I cannot consent to her release from the Institute. It's much too soon, and I would seriously hinder her progress. Furthermore, I'm not sure, and I need not remind you that even if you were to allow her to join us earlier, there is no question of over-soliciting her gifts. We all know where that leads. Sincerely, Dunham.
Hey, Pumpkin. What are you looking at? The picture is scary.
Come now. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're not going to be afraid of a couple paintings now, are you?
No, but...
Yes, I know. It's Richard. He was angry, but he wasn't angry with you. You know...
I don't think he is. He doesn't like me following you around.
Yes, but it's because he worries you'll get hurt. Pumpkin, there are much more serious things going on right now.
Those people who put us into boxes.
Yes, them. But don't be scared. Mommy's here.
I know.
I won't let anyone hurt you. Ever.
There you are.
Where have you been? I've been looking for you since I got back, but...
The prince hasn't given me a moment's rest since I returned.
I won't hide the fact that I was happy that you were the one to... well...
That I informed them about the Second Inquisition. Yes, I can imagine.
Everyone's petrified. I can sense it.
Hazel lost it when she found out. I had a hard time convincing her I was telling the truth.
I admit that even I...
She's going to ask for your help, I'm sure of it. She didn't follow your treatment protocol. Usually, I give you your treatment when you awaken. You'll become more and more overwhelmed by your visions and your hallucinations. All this because she's afraid. Hazel has become dependent on you.
Don't you think you're blowing things a bit out of proportion? Dependent on me?
On your visions, of course. Don't you understand? She didn't bring them up.
She did mention them in passing.
She needs your premonitions to help her anticipate the future, to try to influence the course of events.
She would like to, you mean?
What do you mean by that?
They're strange images.
You mean to say they're symbolic?
That's it, symbolic, I guess. But it's hard to say what they could mean.
That's why I don't think it's a good idea to encourage Hazel to think she can rely on your visions to serve her own ambitions. Here's a dose of your treatment. Take it immediately.
This will rid me of my premonitions, is that it?
I don't have time to break this to you gently. I have to go straight to the point.
What are you talking about?
Leysha, Halsey isn't real.
What?
It's not true, is it?
You're the only one who sees her.
No.
Our family has a gift for seeing things.
No, Halsey is my daughter.
In your mind. It's always difficult to pull you away from her. That's why I try to treat you as soon as you awaken, to keep Halsey from reappearing.
He's lying, Mom! He hates me!
You're either lying or you're wrong. I don't know which, but it's not true.
Leysha!
But Hazel sees her.
When your hallucinations increase, your premonitions do too. They become more specific and more reliable. And that's what the prince wants. But you grow increasingly catatonic. Halsey starts to take over.
No! I don't want you to leave me!
Enough! Shut up, both of you!
It's just you and me, Leysha.
Oh, no.
He's a liar! It's not true!
I regret having to inflict this terrible shock on you. Each and every time.
Every time?
Leysha, the prince wants to see you. Immediately.
Yes, of course. Just a minute.
I'm not supposed to be here. I should have left for the Red Salon already.
Why? No, you can't just leave like that. I have too many questions.
Hazel doesn't like to wait.
We'll have time. Go now. Obey the prince, Leysha. Stay where it's safe, and above all, drink.
There. I'm coming.
Does the thing cause amnesia?
Leysha, I wanted to thank both of you for...
The prince sees me. See, Mom? Richard's a liar.
Are you all right, Leysha? You seem...
Quit pretending.
Come now, Leysha. What's wrong?
You've been pretending to see Halsey since the very beginning. Why did you lie to me?
Lie to you? I didn't lie to you. Halsey is part of you, and I accept you just the way you are. That's all.
Ugh, I hope it's true.
I told you, Leysha. You're the only person I can trust. And you're right to do the same. We need to support
I
Riley.
mean, if you had a
Now maybe
Malkavian in your court
I agree.
that saw
I
things,
sent for you because we need you.
it is
I need you to tell me what you see
nice
for my
to
future.
entertain
I
people's
mean, the Boston Camarines
hallucinations.
It's not as simple as that.
I mean,
I don't choose when they happen.
Mom! Mom, listen to me.
Yes, sweetie. What is it?
There's no point. The swan will lose its head in 2 days. I just saw it. We know, Mom.
What's going on? Leysha, is Halsey speaking to you? What is she saying?
Halsey sees a swan. It'll lose its head in 2 days. But that could mean a lot of things.
It's not very clear, you mean?
Nothing's ever certain, and...
Of course. There's got to be a way to shuffle things. There must. Not after everything I've done. I won't believe it.
Hazel,
Please leave. I need to think.
As you wish.
oh, we delivered the news to her. Couldn't she, like, learn to live with the second personality around?
Damn it. I don't know who to believe anymore. Richard or Hazel.
How about Hazel isn't real, but it's fine to entertain her anyway?
Please, Mom. I'll be a good girl, I promise.
You know what? Let's just see if this fucks us up.
You don't exist. You're just in my head.
Please don't leave me. Let me stay with you, Mom.
No, Richard is right. I need to get better.
I hope that he's not just lacing it with alcohol. Because that would just really inhibit your ability to think, and it would probably help. From this image, it looks like that girl was not the only thing that she ever imagined as a person. There were others, like countless others. And that each one of these lived in Leysha's mind.
That hallway again. And my memory loss. Halsey. Oh, shit. I have to find Richard at the Red Salon. He's gonna have to explain this.
Okay. I like how they don't show the alternative, even though the alternative would obviously be to not, to not drink the thing and to let Halsey stay. I do believe it's something that we can choose. Caleb's story seems to be very, very serious. Like, from the most non-serious would be Leysha, then would be MM's rendezvous with the Anarchs, then it would be Caleb Bazori, which means that I'm gonna start with Leysha. Her story seems to be like the most, I really just want to speak with Richard, so even if she like gets in trouble, that just doesn't seem like very necessary for that big we're taking down the Inquisition mission. So I wanna start from the least serious one and progress there. Like, it's climbing up, it's ramping up. You wanna play the mission that ramps up the most, the last, not just start with it. I have heard that I should have obfuscated 4 for her, which now I do. I will do extra point in persuasion and psychology because I feel like we may need it.
I get the feeling I've been here before.
I mean, it's the Red Saloon. It wouldn't be out of the usual for you to having been here before, would it?
Sorry, we're closed. Well, Leysha, I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you.
I have to see Richard.
It's kind of a bad time. There's a code red and...
I know.
Still in the basement. I need you to take care of it when you're finished here.
No problem.
And if you see Wyatt, tell him I'm looking for him.
All right. If I see Wyatt, I'll tell him.
You can't come through here. Just the convoys.
So you tell us that the SI has the address of this salon, and you come anyway!
Beryl, you shouldn't be here. They could show up at any time.
I know that. Why are you here?
Well, I'm looking for Richard.
I came to get Richard. Do you know where I can find him?
Probably in the basement packing up, like everyone else. But I guess with your little memory issues, you wouldn't remember where it is.
Don't provoke me. Now's not the time. I suppose no one's volunteering to stick around here.
That's right, especially not me. If you see Wyatt, tell him to come downstairs to help me. It's an urgent request.
Wyatt?
Yes, a thin blood who works for me. He must be helping the staff. There's a lot of stuff here that could give the SI much more than just this bar. There'd be no point in running if they could track us down.
Yes, of course. And if you see Richard, could you...
I'll let him know you're looking for him, as usual.
Does she do this every night?
Did you destroy the client files?
Yes, it's done.
Accounting?
Yeah, it's all taken
To
care of.
ensure a pleasurable experience for yourself and others, please read our rules before entering the shared consumption area. Guests are welcome subject to availability with or without reservation. Please inquire about our specialties at the bar or ask our hostess. You may reserve them at the bar. Please consume in moderation. You will be held responsible for any damage to the vessels without any right to dispute the claim. Please leave your personal belongings at the coat check. This place must remain available to all guests who are admitted. This space may be privatized with 2 weeks' notice. Is it because every single time when they sleep, their condition resets?
Accounting is done.
Is that it? Is because her condition is resetting? She's just, you know, forgetting that she has been treated.
I don't want to die.
Do you have a minute?
Just one.
I'm looking for Wyatt.
What has that degenerate weakling done now? He's gone and gotten us in trouble again, has he?
I don't know. Beryl's looking for him.
He was here 5 minutes ago. He's been running back and forth to get the kind to safety.
Okay, so you're not just executing them here. That's what I thought was happening.
Richard?
Dr. Dunham? I've got no idea. He told us the SI was on its way, and gave us orders to clean up as much as we could. I was too shaken up to see where he went. Sorry.
Okay. What were you supposed to do?
Destroy everything that would give the SI information about us. That's all.
Of course.
But we don't even know where to start.
What are you working on now?
Vessels that were stimulated by Dr. Dunham. I'm holding on to them until we solve an issue with the kind.
What's the matter?
There's a vessel that won't come out. One of our most expensive ones, too. You should go see our manager at the back. She must need help.
Okay. I'll go see.
Okay, so there is a vessel that won't come out. And there's some fine, sad people here.
We're not open for customers. We're closed.
I'm not here to imbibe. I'm looking for Richard. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he gave orders to the staff. And then he went to the rotunda in the back.
Is there someone named Wyatt here?
Yeah, but he's transferring the kind right now. He shouldn't be long.
All right.
We can't stay here.
Take everything that I find. Eat it later.
Sorry, but the SI might show up at any second. I wouldn't hang around here if I were you.
Okay.
Yes?
Are you in charge of the vessels?
Yes and no. I'm just in charge of moving them. Name's Wyatt.
Leysha.
I know. I'm gonna make a few more trips, but there's still one missing. I think Betty's having a hard time getting her to come out.
Okay.
Where are you taking them?
I'm getting them to safety. Some of them are worth tons.
Okay, but before you leave, Beryl wants to see you.
What? No way.
Go see Beryl. Right now.
Sorry. Can't. I've still got to make a few more trips to evacuate all of them.
I don't think he's going to like that.
If you want to profit from his business, go right ahead. But I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
What's your deal?
I won't say another word. Take it up with him.
Okay. So he has a business himself. And he needs Wyatt for that. And Wyatt's currently moving the people that they're unfortunately referring to as animals.
What do we do now?
How the hell should I know?
We could break down the door to get her out.
We don't have the equipment for that.
I could ask Dr. Dunham if...
No way. We'll figure something out. When is Wyatt supposed to be back?
He shouldn't be long now.
If what Mr. Dunham says is true, we've got to get out of here fast. But we can't let them get their hands on such a priceless vessel.
To relax
I think
the
this
vessels.
business about the SI is true. Are they really coming here?
Music.
All right. Go to the
To
front.
relax the
When Wyatt gets
vessels.
here, tell him to be ready. I'll see what I can do.
Roger that.
Okay, I can try and help.
Oh, Leysha. I didn't expect to see you here.
It seems like you know who I am, but I don't remember meeting you.
Yeah, it's not the first time that that's happened to you.
So I came here often?
Oh yeah, but it's been going on 3 years since I saw you last. My name's Betty. I manage the salon for Dr. Dunham, sort of.
Is there a problem? Why aren't you leaving?
It's just that Dr. Dunham asked me to evacuate the kind, but I'm never gonna be able to do it. A highly valuable donor has holed herself up in there. But Wyatt's supposed to take her and the others.
Okay, tell me more about her.
Why can't you make the vessel come out? All the commotion has pushed her over the brink. Or maybe she thinks she's being taken to the slaughterhouse? There's no way of knowing. She won't talk to us.
What's the slaughterhouse?
Oh, that's what the kind call the basement. That's where we take donors that have been drained by clients. Or donors that have been overused. Mr. Underwood is in charge of that.
Oh, he works here now?
Yes, he's in charge of the accounting, recycling the vessels. Really anything the doctor isn't interested in.
Recycling the vessels?
He's very talented, I imagine.
Let's say there are a lot of deliveries, but not a lot of money coming in. If you see what I mean.
I do. A blue blood. Why don't you force her to come out?
I can't. She's locked in the injection room, and there's no way to open the door. And I'm not allowed to damage her. She's a vintage.
I'll focus it once.
I can sense that you disagree.
Well, I'm supposed to deal with her, but I can't even touch her. Because she's worth too much?
What does it mean when you say she's a vintage?
They're the donors that have the strongest reaction to the Trajax injections. It gives their blood incredible character, a vintage. But when they don't get their dose, they can get out of control. This vessel flipped out and went totally paranoid.
I see.
But the SI had better not get their hands on her. Can you help me? She might listen to you.
I'd heard there was a lot of compromising stuff on us here. So I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, go ahead. And clean up anything we forgot and...
Yeah, I get it, Betty. I'll do it if I can, okay?
Okay.
Fine. All right. There's a pass on the bar that'll give you staff clearance. You're gonna need it.
Thanks.
So, pass in the bar. That's probably not it. Is this the bar? Is this the bar? Is the bar where I came from?
Come on, you've got to get out of there. We've wasted enough time already.
Is that you, Betty?
No, it's Leysha.
Get out of here!
I'll buff it.
Look, I can tell you're scared, but I can help.
I don't know who to believe anymore. They're all out to get me. I know they want to kill me.
Who are you talking about?
Them. The Masters. And even those locked up in here with me. They all want me dead.
No, quite the contrary. They want to keep you safe. If you stay here, you could die.
I don't believe them anymore. They're gonna promise me Trajax to get me to leave, but they'll give me poison instead.
That's not true.
I won't open the door. Leave me alone.
Betty was right. The vessel locked herself in.
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I do need access. So let's start there. I think this is the bar. I did try convincing her.
Is it over yet?
I can't tell the other dude that his friend refuses to come out and see him. Well, not really friend, more like subordinate. I will get some of my willpower back.
get why they're panicking. But where are we going?
The guy responsible for evacuations.
Fucking donor. Just wait till I see her again.
They could get here at any time.
It feels like, should be alternate pathways to places.
Sorry, but I don't have the time. If the SI get here, we're screwed.
I'm not going anywhere.
I suppose don't inject people with mind-altering drugs and you'll have less of a problem.
Richard's grand idea. Injecting substances to stimulate the vessel's humors.
Oh. Oh. It's a lot of comas and deaths. Okay. I feel really bad for the suicidal ones, but to meditate 4 hours of meditation per day is kind of funny. So Xander Hopkins is a phlegmatic, and that one's the one's that fearful. She sounded female, though. Xander sounds male. I think she's Julia? This handbook is designed to help you in the event the donor presents symptoms of severe tragics withdrawal. Calculate the number of doses needed to return them to their standard docile behavior. Okay. Presents a state of clear emotional indifference. Manic excitement and disorganized. She can't be melancholic. She has to be phlegmatic. So I need 2 doses of phlegmatic resonance. We need a Trajax MG. Selenium, tryptophan, magnesium, potassium.
That must be how they supply the Trajax into the injection room.
So I could supply her with some. I need the MG one.
A pneumatic tube system. That connects with the basement, it looks like.
I'm not gonna remember it. So what I'm gonna do, in case the game wants me to remember it, is take a picture of this one, and I'm gonna paste it into Paint, just so that when I actually get to the basement, because I think that that's where they make it, that I can just, you know, go and make it. So cool, I have this pictured now. I just go to the basement. I'm gonna assume there is actually a pathway to the basement somewhere. I just go to the basement. And they will be able to make their stuff. Don't really need rats. Elevator's already called. Go down! Down, down, to the ground. Need to make 2 doses.
Empty vessels? He must be using them for something.
This is so absolutely terrifying. Like, just have such a clinical operation going. Of where you're like, oh!
Apparently the pressure's right.
Oh, wow, okay. There's also rituals down here. Suppose it makes sense. Stabilization rituals. Highly unstable. Require all of the necessary preparations to be made so that Trajax is left at room temperature for a minimal amount of time, 2 to 3 minutes at the most. It is essential to store Trajax in temperature-controlled storage to ensure that the experiments may be carried out correctly. Of 2 1-liter pouches. Jesus. Cool. Have a Tremere brooch now.
Wow, that looks complicated.
Yeah, it does. It is so creepy how cold they are about all of this. You know, I wouldn't have the heart to be in a friggin' pig slaughterhouse.
You almost feel like this is a rat hideout here. But it's a discreet entrance.
I thought that maybe there was something else besides rats here, but... Hey! May as well drink a rat.
Oh, it's you. I've got a lot of work to do. Please excuse me.
Okay, I'll come back in a second. I'm looking for room to make Trajax. Trajax must be kept at temperature that is suited to the formula. Stored between 9 and 10 Celsius. It is TMG that we're going at.
I already took a dose of Trajax.
Can I by any chance just grab another one? Yeah, I can. Now I need to get back to the elevator. Go up. Go back to the staff room. Trying to figure out where it is. Guess I forget. Nope, not here. I was already in here. Here.
A pneumatic tube system that connects with the basement, it looks like. There's gotta be something that will make her come out. If only she'd calm down.
Well, I already sent her off the Trajax. She can self-inject. Is this the right way?
Betty was right. The vessel locked herself in.
I won't come out. I won't come out.
We can't stay here.
How do I make the injector thing work?
There's gotta be something that will make her come out.
I feel like I'm completely at peace. At last.
Yeah, great. Now go join the others.
There we go.
Now.
Yes, You're right.
Okay. That was definitely compromising. Don't really know what else is compromising.
Do you know we almost left without you?
But I...
No buts. Go join the others on the double.
Oh, Halsey's teddy bear. Literally, this whole room is compromising item. All of it. Okay, let's go downstairs and go to the area that we haven't gone to. That way we can go back and talk with the one that doesn't have the time written out last. I understand that you can, like, interfere with other people's business, but if this was me, I would just really refuse to go to specific places.
Oh, the ink blot test. This one's a butterfly.
Yeah, it's a pretty one too.
I've been here before. I'm sure of it. That reminds me of clouds.
Boston, most likely. Date Cyrus, identity undetermined. Thin Blood Davis, provided by Q-Kill for testing, was extremely interested in my research. I can tell that I'll be able to reach new heights with his support. Is extremely picky in his choice of vessels. He may be young, but I'm quite cautious as to his selectivity. I would like to keep him as a control for Trajak's 5 HT tests, but he will be far too costly to maintain. This brute completely drained my most promising test vessel. In 15 years, I had never seen such potential. I cannot keep D. D9, I encountered patient 0 to practice with him, and he is no longer an issue. I erased everything, of course. I'll let my kitty out. Hey, baby. She sometimes wants to go. She sometimes wants to leave. Maybe I'll still find the key. Neonate, irreversible invasive psychosis, Boston, Mike. Chance meeting at QK's. His sire regrets last week's embrace. The child presents a disorder that is incompatible with his family. Still hesitant about his diagnosis, but it's either psychosis or borderline personality disorder. I accepted a partial treatment without promising any result. And his behavioral issues seem to stem from psychopathy rather than the unlife. From a clinical perspective, in the past 2 weeks, Sam has demonstrated self-mutilation, multiple physical aggressions, paranoia, gratuitous violence, magical thinking. No therapeutic solution is possible at this stage. The sire agrees to hand M over to me as a test subject. Had a bad reaction to Trajak's PV-63. He suffered a fit of insanity and had to be restrained by the staff. I'm afraid of losing him because his test results are so reliable, and he's resilient as well. M has become lethargic following consumption of Trajak's V27 plem. Must calculate the impact of the main ingredient. Human embraced in Dorchester. Audrey. What do you mean, nature human? A sedation following capture near Mather School has come to terms with her condition. Our sessions are starting to be calmer. Subject is having a hard time adjusting to captivity. The time has come. Her nostalgia for her human condition stimulates her need for imitation. I mentioned her former occupation, now we must wait. The patient mind is adhesive. She now only talks about missing her work. In the last 2 sessions, I mentioned the possibility of caring for a child. Now it's all she'll talk about. She says she's ready to try. I introduced her to patient 0. I left them together for 1 hour under discreet surveillance, nothing to report. I've repeated their visits less than 1 hour each time for the past 5 days, however I have a sense of foreboding. Final death. Patient 0 was upset about patient 1's departure for an assignment. I will continue to seek a caretaker for her. Was Halsey patient 0? So she's entirely human? Nothing about embrace here. Chance encounter, amateur poetry cycle and circle in Boston have managed to strike up a friendship. Subject is calm and peace. Even an offer to publish his poetry didn't change his mood. He will make an exceptional test subject. James is having a hard time adjusting to captivity. I must sedate him while I search for some sort of compensation. However, his mood still remains strong. I have discovered a way to give him relative freedom through hypnosis. This method is highly successful in Mortars. He willingly agrees to the injections. I nearly lost him while testing Trajex PV11, but I did have a hint of a result. Patient is the same as always. Tested today, no results. I refuse to give up. This time I'm on the right track, I'm certain. The effect only lasts a few seconds, but the results are encouraging. Deceased. Cause. Patient 0. Patient 0 was Halsey. Okay. Well, the Polaroid we should eat immediately because I lack the willpower. Dreamlike activity in Kindred. The formula isn't perfect, but this is experimental accident allowed me to work on interpreting the event with the subject. Better understood the phenomenon. A former European colleague once advised me to read up on Freud's work. Freud! Makes me sneeze, apparently. It's so outdated. However, my recent observations lead me to question this recommendation. Good for you. Seems obvious to me that for psychoanalysis to contribute anything to the understanding of this phenomenon, Kindred Volume 5 should be read first. Careful reading of the aforementioned publications has led me to reconsider my psychoanalytical understanding of the unlife of Kindred. Thus, the origin myth of Oedipus will show me the way to a solution to the one who can interpret it. Always, it will reveal the tormented secrets of the blood and all its darkness. Well, no. That sounds a lot like alchemy babble to me, where a whole bunch of little pictures were just relating to alchemy in medieval times. Doesn't seem very modern.
But Richard says that madness isn't an illness.
Behaviors and words are sometimes chalked up to eccentricity or quirkiness. When this deviation from the norm becomes persistent, particularly when accompanied by delusional thinking, it is generally considered to be madness. However, norms vary from one culture to another and from one era to another, and what we consider to be normal for standards and societies is different from one culture to another, depending on the frame of reference chosen. Since 19th century, madness has been considered an illness. The term mental pathology is used, and the matter is studied from a medical perspective.
But Richard says that madness isn't an illness.
Well, we can't remove this one. I need a key. I will just take all the cassettes. Is there a cassette player anywhere? Patient 0 suffering from typhoid. Treatment embrace. Name Juliet. Stricken with typhoid during the passage to Boston, I was forced to embrace her to save her. I'm having trouble hiding her. Basic sustenance operations are functional but limited, subject can only feed in frenzied state. Refuses any delivered source of sustenance, rats, dominated kine, etc. An accident occurred this evening, I was unable to prevent it. I do not know what consequences will ensue as this embrace is so far outside of the normal procedure. This will also simplify things, I must admit. At least it will be together. I created a file for patient 1. The subject has developed extraordinary psychological defenses and continues to act as if nothing has changed. It seems that feeding sessions are followed by massive anterograde amnesia. I'm both perplexed and fascinated. Not sure to find an explanation from Quentin once we get to Boston. Haven't had time to make note of the therapy that I have implemented. I'm surprised by subject's skill, but it is not completely mastered yet. Presentation to QK went well. It was on my guard. I must unfortunately make subject forget her abilities or the consequences of her acts.
A total mess. Juliet. That name. Why does that remind me of something?
I think patient 0 was the kid and patient 1 is you. But I could be wrong. Patient 0 could be you and patient 1 could be the kid. However,
Richard must not be far.
It really, really sounds to me like patient 0 is the kid. I need to read the whole thing about recommendations of books again. Three, 5, 4. Five, 3, 4? Could be 5, 3, 4. Five, 3, 4. Three, 5, 4.
What could Richard be hiding? A second layer of security.
Okay. Swan song. Swan puzzle. Apparently it's to do with the whole Oedipus thing. I didn't say that I will always be, correct. Hello.
October 28th?
No, continue playing.
October
I just
28th,
want to do something else while you're playing.
Patients 211 and 216 exhibited the first signs of intense resonance increase. Both sanguines went from low resonance to a level never before achieved. What a flavor.
Tasty, tasty.
I must admit that even I find it hard to resist. Unfortunately, patient 211 suffered the consequences. I will continue exploring further in this direction. I feel that I am getting closer to the goal.
What is the button for changing the thing? Kindred Thinblood, Eddie Brighton. Subject came to the Red Salon of his own volition. He appeared gaunt and bewildered by his embrace. Was told by his sire to come here before disappearing. Reported my issue to QK. If all the kindred who break the rules send me their unwanted progeny, what will become of us? QK has agreed to allow me to keep Eddie to assist with my research. It's nice to be understood by the prince. I spoke with Eddie at length to set him at ease. He is adapting relatively well to his new condition. Keeping Eddie apart from the others, I don't want him stimulating Subject Zero's attachment, even if that would be interesting, but will not help me advance science. The experiment did not lead to any conclusive results. E did not notice any difference. The test vessel died, however. Have been increasing the concentration of topiramate by 0.2% each day. This is the first time that the test vessel has survived the night, and he has reported sensing a difference. He no longer senses anything despite the changes in the thaumatol and benzodiazepine percentages. On the other hand, I am beginning to notice changes in his behavior. He is becoming increasingly incomprehensible. He can no longer match his words to his thoughts. He refuses to participate in the experiment. He was so aggressive that we had to lock him up in my laboratory. His condition has deteriorated too far to be of any use to me, but I will keep him for further study as the side effects have had remarkable impact on him. I have a feeling that there should be like an eject button. Because I have some tapes in my inventory. Oh, so that's where the solution to Oedipus thing comes from. I removed a lot of incriminating things. I don't know if that's all, but then I removed a lot of it. Oh, that's a no return action? It doesn't feel like a no return action.
What the? A lab?
I think that's just a decision.
It's the SI. We've got to get the fuck out of here.
Accidental embrace under duress. Mary. I had to perform a memory manipulation on Zero and want to avoid causing a mental shock. From the time being, I am erasing all memory of their feeding sessions. I do not believe she has the resources needed to manage this embrace. It would be the best if she believed that it came from me. The subject came to terms with her condition this evening. I did not hypnotize her this time. The vessel consented, which simplified things. She must progress more quickly. Quentin demands to see her, but I do not believe we're ready yet. Our sessions are starting to produce results. A fascinating alliance, perhaps a result of my memory manipulation, but there's no behavioral changes. Subject seems to retain feelings that are unusual for kindred. QK seems to be thoroughly charmed to the court as well. Specimens such as these are exceedingly rare. Her premonitions are extremely detailed and specific. Yeah, I'm test subject 1. However, she has an increasingly difficult time recovering from them. Artificial slumber allows her to recover and get back on her feet, but creates absences that Subject Zero has difficulty accepting. I prefer to distance myself from the court. Subjects 0 and 1 are called upon too often. I feel that 0 will lose control again. Had to accept her request. I do not know the impact this will have, given her natural inclinations. I warn the prince of the risks she is taking, that it interferes with and distorts my research, but she would not listen. Fortunately, slumber stabilizes her for now. She must absolutely take her treatment each time she wakes up.
This goes back a ways. I've got a feeling of deja vu. Like I know this story. I've heard the name Marie before. But where?
Well, that is your name.
This hallway.
Oh, this hallway has people in it. It's also all the people. All the people that you keep on dreaming.
What the?
Wait!
What the?
So Halsey is real. It's just that I also have an imaginary Halsey? I'm sorry, what?
Wait! Come back!
Halsey!
No, it can't be true. She's not real. It's all in my head.
Yeah.
If she wasn't real, that man wouldn't have seen her. No, not you. You don't exist either.
That's just me.
If they hadn't seen her, they wouldn't have shot at her. You disappeared. I was doing better. Leysha, look at me. You're fine. But you have to find what you lost. No! I won't listen to you. I didn't lose anything. Huh. Richard has scrambled your brain so much that you don't even remember.
I think you lost your own...
Who you really are, of course. I know who I am.
You don't even know your name.
If that's true, then tell me. Who are you looking for? You're not real. Richard spent years making you disappear. I shouldn't listen to you. No, don't do that. Don't change the subject. Ugh! You're confusing me. I don't understand a word of what you're saying. There's no point in trying to force my hand. I'm you. It's useless.
You're like a jigsaw puzzle that's been broken into 1,000 scattered pieces. If you don't take the time to piece yourself back together, the rest is pointless. But I don't have time! You don't have a choice. Take the time you need. Please. Give yourself a chance.
I kind of want to lose this thing.
I wanted to. I wouldn't know where to start. I can help you. Let's start from the beginning. Try to remember. What's your name?
Oh, god damn it! Now all I remember is patient 0 and 1. She's either Juliet or Mary. I don't remember which one was patient 0 and which one was patient 1. Okay. Maybe Mary?
I think... Yes? I saw a name on a patient file. I think my name is... Marie. Yes! I knew you'd remember. Welcome back, Marie. It's coming back to me. Let's try something else. But don't think about it too much. Trust your instincts. Say the first thing that comes to mind. All right. Who is Richard?
Elsie, sir.
I always thought he was my sire. But he isn't. Is he Halsey's sire? Yes! It's coming back to you. You're making progress. I have one last question for you. You can take your time with this one. Who is Halsey?
Juliet. If I'm Marie, she's Juliet.
I'm afraid I might be wrong. I found a file on one of Richard's patients. She was Juliet, wasn't she? That's right. You remembered. That's good. Our name was Marie. We were born in 1911 in France. Do you remember? Our parents worked at an explosives factory. That's right. Since they were too poor to pay someone to watch me, they put me in a locker during their shift. There was an accident. It took both their lives. It took them 10 days to find me in the rubble.
Ooh.
We stopped talking after that. They took me to the asylum. Yes, that's where we first met Richard. He was the night psychiatrist. I thought we'd never get out of there. They kept us locked up for 10 years. Do you remember his look when we found out we were pregnant with Juliet? I named her Juliet after her grandmother. It's a lot prettier than Halsey. I never understood why Richard called her that in her file. I wonder if he knew who the father was. We were forced to flee. Yes, in 39, when the war broke out in France. Do you remember?
So if she was born in 11...
Patients too. We found a ship that
28?
could take us to Boston.
She was 28?
But Juliet caught typhus on the way over. That was all we could think
Juliet would have been about 8.
Do anything for
so
us.
we got pregnant at 20
Embrace her
in an asylum.
He thought it would calm us down. No, that's not true. But Juliet's hunger was overpowering. When we went to soothe her, she drained us of our blood. I was on death's door. Richard didn't want to lose us. He slit Juliet's wrist so we could drink. He saved my life. No, Marie. We died that night. And we became the child of our dead daughter. He said he wanted to help me. He uses us as a guinea pig for all of his experiments. When it goes wrong, he wipes our memory and makes us forget everything. We slumber for a few years and then reappear at court, as if nothing happened. I trusted him. He's always used us. But now you know it. Again. Come on. Let's go save Juliet. No, I can't be seen in this form here.
Okay, what form can I be seen in?
Shit, damn it! What the hell was that?
Stay calm. She had no choice.
Shit, no! Fuck your protocol! Fuck those fucking monsters too!
Listen to me, damn it.
I copied a uniform.
It's Richard. Halsey. Where are they taking her?
What the fuck is that?
Steam. The pressure.
That steam leak. Maybe that could help.
Fucking hot!
Be careful without your helmet on.
I can't see a damn thing with all this.
Why are you standing underneath it, bro?
Stop now.
The fuck's wrong with you? So I need to leave through there.
A storage room, huh?
I think it's safe to just feed on the rat in here. Okay, they will just move out of the way for me. Is that the slaughter room? How did they do it?
Boston Medical Center. Barrel's funneling bodies to them and lining his own pockets then. I'm not sure Hazel'd be happy to hear she's losing money like that.
Okay.
Boston Medical Center. Barrel's funneling bodies to them and lining his own pockets then. I'm not sure Hazel'd be happy to hear she's losing money like that.
So... all of them that died didn't necessarily seem like they were killed.
I have to scan your implant if you leave the zone.
So how do I make this pressurized? What pressurizes it?
Yes.
What happened here?
Cassie. She triggered her explosive belt, most likely to protect us. Her death is really gonna shake everybody up. She was a good person.
Shit.
Yeah. Shit. Be careful until we clean up. The pipes were damaged in the blast.
Okay, thanks.
Nothing to report here. You should go secure another area.
Okay, well. Okay. Nothing that we need anywhere in here. We need to somehow make that vent pressurize a lot. Okay, this looks complex. We want them all to be at maximum pressure. I feel like this makes the center move a lot. I think this will do it. Not gonna feed on you. Not only is that dangerous, but it's unnecessary.
It's starting again. Watch out.
Not enough yet.
How's that not enough? Am I missing some valves somewhere? Yes, I am indeed missing some balls. Excuse me. Any other ones in here? No?
Fuck! It burns!
Not enough yet.
Well, at the very least, he's very obediently, continuously just, you know, standing there. So, it's nice that I get multiple attempts. Okay, apparently there was a unfinished valve in the safe room. Forgot where the safe room is. I know! You'll get me there.
It will take a minute.
Thank you. When you can't find the room, feed on somebody. The game will find the room for you. They were really bad at this vampire thing. I don't need a lot. I'm just here for the room. I forgot where the room is. Sorry, bro. One way to solve memory issues. Ooh, a scanner. Cool. Lockpicking tool. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Now, where does it go? Does it work now? Why the hell were you standing there for so long? You idiot.
Shit! Is he conscious?
He was warned by his friend, then he got his head burned 3 times, and he still stood there. Oh, that was a lot of items removed. Okay, let's still have some time. Let's just help the really bad Toreador. We're supposed to just go out and meet with the Anarchs. This is not... You're sending a Toreador on a talkie mission. The last time that happened, she lost her memory and got them imprisoned. So, yeah, this is 50-50 we wake up in prison.
Alice, over here. Hey, Saul.
Took you long enough.
Thanks for getting back to me. I wasn't sure you'd kept the pager.
You owe me one. So, is it true? Are they really here?
Yes.
I warned Thane like you asked me to. He's waiting for you.
What should I expect?
What kind of mood is he in?
Worried, suspicious. Expect to be put through the grinder.
We'll see about that. Any advice?
Depends on what you want with him. Just don't forget that you're not welcome here.
Thanks, Saul. I feel much better now. Is anyone with him?
Yeah, the gang leaders. He sent for them before you came.
Why did he do that?
Why do you think? He's defending his territory.
I want to see him.
What a dog.
Wait for me here.
I'm gonna pee on all the stuff. Are they playing VR games?
Okay, you can go in.
And reconstructing dinosaur bones. Well, that's some hobbies.
Mr. Thane.
The guy on the right, I can take him.
For agreeing to see me.
Saul told me about the SI.
I'm gonna be respectful.
Iverson didn't need to send one of her lackeys after me.
That's not why Hazel sent me.
Then why are you here?
To ask for your help. The SI in Boston. Nobody saw it coming, and it's a real threat. But Hazel has a plan to get us out of this mess.
Us? Since when is there an us?
Hazel is very desperate right
Princess
now.
got her back up against a wall. She's willing to make a few concessions in order to get us out of this. Like negotiating with you, for example.
She's completely overwhelmed, you mean?
That's one take on things.
Keep going.
We managed to pick up their trail from International Place. We know where they're hiding.
They've got a base here?
Yeah, on Long Island. They're more prepared than we thought.
Underestimating adversaries is your defining trait.
Let's oversell danger.
Anything we could have imagined. When you take into consideration what happened in Vienna and London,
not many survived.
It's gonna be a bloodbath for sure. But Hazel's the only one who can still keep that from happening.
As arrogant as ever.
At least she's got ideas.
According to our Volcavian, there's not gonna be a Hazel in 2 days.
She wants us to cover our tracks. Destroy everything they've got on us to buy us some time.
How?
By sending someone over there to damage their system. Me, actually.
And you agreed.
Of course.
Of course I did. I'd do anything to save Boston.
Then you're even dumber than I thought. I don't see how your little operation concerns us.
I need a diversion. Something big. An assault.
You want to use us.
I want your help. The court will be there too. Think about it. A joint attack tonight. Just long enough to wipe everything they've got on us.
No, it's out of the question.
Sir.
We didn't leave the cam to better serve the prince. Let Iverson play her own hand. If she wants to throw herself on the pyre, that's her.
Then what are you doing?
Saris, tell everyone to come back. We're bringing in the patrols.
Okay.
Forget Hazel. I'm the one who needs your help. I won't be able to pull this off without you.
You chose the wrong side. There's nothing I can do for you. I already gave you my answer. You're free to rethink the choices you've made, and you're free to leave.
You're making a huge mistake.
Hey, went about as well as I thought it.
I warned you.
I can't just leave like that. We've got to be able to make him change his mind.
I've already done my part.
Saul, please. You can't give up on me now.
Damn it, Lewis.
Does that mean yes?
There might be a way. You're gonna have to hustle. Randall called the gang leaders here for reassurance. But they could be useful to you if you manage to convince them.
Oh, great.
Do you think Bane will change his mind?
There's strength in numbers.
All right. Let's say for a second I want to try. Who are they?
Ceres and Rafa. She's in charge of the domain's militia. He heads up a group of hackers. You'll find them inside.
If I manage to pull this off, are you with me?
That's my condition. I can't go up against Randall alone. It'd be too risky.
Thanks. I owe you one.
You already do.
Well, I owe you 2 then.
Sentencing her to final death. Damn it.
Or 3, or 4. Knocking on your door. Space is limited, first come, first served. Leave it some down. Please store your things on the shelves if you need a bed for more than 1 day. Tell Ceres. This is neutral territory. Incident equals banishment. I mean, these are chairs, not beds.
That's fancy.
I know so much that I can't even identify the wood of a table. Oh. Okay, you do have some beds. Now my question would be, couldn't extra people just sleep on the floor?
Impersonal.
It's not like there isn't space. There's a whole room full of space. You could like stack 50 vampires in there, one on top of the other.
It's locked.
You sure it's not stuck? Just locked? Or jammed?
Well, it's a far cry from the glitz and glamour of the court. They really got a good setup here.
Yeah?
Nah. No, yeah. Oh, cool! If only I could eat an anarch.
That must be the Baron's office.
I have been here just a second ago. I'm sorry that we already forgot. My sire gave in to the beckoning, but I haven't. I'm still here and I'm watching you. I saw what you did, how quickly you jumped at the chance to seize his domain and set your dogs there. This land doesn't belong to you. You're a thief, Randall, a parasite. And sooner or later you'll pay for what you done to my blood. We gonna blackmail him, or why would you even keep that? Okay, that's a keycard. Lucius is slippery as an eel. His ambitions will probably turn against me one day, but he's still loyal to us. Ceres has already had several run-ins with this guy, so will sometimes mess a little too much with the masquerade. Other than that, Lucio is clean. His coterie is based in Oxbury. Raph is pragmatic, which is why he sticks with me. He doesn't really like me, but he understands my strength, even if it's never out of the kindness of his heart. His guys have already given us a hand now and again. His coterie moves around on the river. I don't know if they have fixed hideouts in town or if they just, you know, have a boat. Sol may be mobile and very independent, but she's always been there when I called. She's attached to her group and will inevitably choose her crew before us. Her crew is mostly ferals. They roam all over the state and have a hideout in Dorchester. Waman is the oldest anarch around. He's been through it all, the colonization, the king years, ever since Rise. He's the head of the group of Lex on the southern end of town. His age is a huge asset. His support would be a plus for our group, but Waman is also a proud old fool. He rejects my authority. He's not violent, he just ignores me. New emissaries should be leaving soon to try to improve our relations. In the meantime, all is well. Wonder what species is he, considering that he didn't give in to the beckoning. Reached out to my friend who works with antique dealers again. The answer was negative. Cyrus was right, it's too risky. The police are monitoring public and private collections all over the country, and potential buyers are too nervous to take a chance. Even those who are used to dealing in contraband would rather look the other way. It's really too bad. A specimen of this type that's so complete must be worth a fortune. It would be best to wait a few years and sell it off quickly. Even selling it piece by piece if we have to, but considering the buzz caused by Taya's heist, I doubt we'll ever find a trustworthy buyer. The kind that won't turn us into the cops. If we can't make a profit off this old thing, maybe we should exhibit it. If it's seen it up close, it's really a beautiful dinosaur. Oh no, they stole it off a museum. Okay, I don't have the key for that. Have the key to the tunnels, whatever that means. And I have a key card. There's so many keys to find.
Well, things have sure changed around here since last time. Dane's made himself at home.
More keys! You hired someone to do work for you? Not available.
Sarah seems to be pretty
Hello.
powerful.
Just leave the documents and stuff on the small table. Emergency, call Saris.
New follower.
Thank you for following. So, whoever's in there is completely walled up. We do have several sets of keys, though. I thought you guys were playing a game, because that kind of looked like it was like a visual console thing, but no. This guy's mask just glows.
I interrupted classic movie night.
The classic movie is not moving.
What the hell are you still doing here?
I was told I could stay.
Who told you that? Does Thane know?
Yes!
I wouldn't be here if he didn't.
It's not like him to fraternize with the enemy.
Are you challenging his decision?
No. What do you want?
You might be able to help me. I'm looking for your leader. Do you know where he is?
What do I look like? His sire? Find him yourself.
I bet you know everyone around here. Including Saris. What can you tell me about her?
Go talk to Mr. Asshat. He'll know more than me.
Who?
Saris' second. Yardley. You'll find him near the train car.
There's a train car?
I'm out of here.
Best news I've heard all night.
So is there any reason why you're wearing that? That can't be very comfortable. Do you feel cool in that? I mean, I know that you guys stole a dinosaur, but there's a train car?
Man, I haven't had time to go hunting, and I'm on duty tonight.
I don't give a shit. You should have eaten earlier.
But I promise I won't damage her. Yardley will never know. Please, I need this.
Oh, I warned you. Next time, it won't be your balls getting popped. It'll be your head.
Shit!
Fucking thin blood.
No, leave me alone. There's too much noise.
Hey.
Not now.
time to go and pop some balls. Hi.
I just need a little blood.
Would you like to be my servant? Because then I could give you some.
The lock must be on the other side.
I mean, makes sense for a door, but normally doors tend to have locks on both sides.
Control your beast, Effie. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Excuse me.
Get out of here.
Is there a problem?
You've got no business here. Go back to crawling around at Iverson's feet.
Stay calm, girl. This is a waste of my time.
He's not any of the guys that we need.
Yo, what?
The gloves protect their gear, not their fists.
Ooh. I'm not entirely sure why I'm inspecting everyone's closet. You know, just in case I find some collectibles. The geeks answered Randall's call. They'll be here tonight. I need 2 volunteers to clean up the docks before they get here. Or what? They'll find the docks not pleasant enough? New cell? I went to check on Hangar 19 earlier. It's a fucking mess. The place is disgusting. There are homeless people everywhere and it reeks of vomit. I was already against letting Yardley play this trafficker, but this is too much. We're hunters, not scavengers. Do something. So what are you guys trafficking? Because the Camarilla apparently is like some serious blood trade. Do you guys just sell homeless people? Is everyone into the same operation?
The door's closed. There's no way to open it from this side.
Yeah, that's doors for you.
Drooling over my vessels. It's unacceptable.
Do you really think now is the time for this? They're only here for a few hours, damn it. Relax.
No. Either you tell Saul to call off her dogs, or I'll do it.
Oh, now you're the one giving me orders. I forbid you to go anywhere near her. Do I make myself clear? That's an order.
Dumb bitch.
Hello. Okay, don't talk to me.
Excuse me.
I don't have anything to say to you.
What an asshole.
Oh, it did get us all stuck on the stairs, so there's that.
Now's not the time.
Okay, Nosferatus are not that displeasing looking. Why is every single one that I encounter has some sort of goofy looking mask?
Ugh. How can they live in that?
In what, the circle on the wall? Fixed the transformer, but Ceres isn't happy. She doesn't want me to mess with anyone, so I'll stop making it blow.
Shut up.
No, you shut up. This feels like a whole military compound.
The same with every game.
You're overreacting.
Poker, you win. Gin rummy, you win. Crazy eights, you win.
I'm good at cards, that's all.
I don't know why I
Always
even
liked this
tried.
game.
I know
Straight,
I'm gonna lose.
four of a kind flush.
You should talk to your
I've
shrink
played
about
my
it.
share of high rollers. Hey,
What do you want?
does Thane treat his retainers well?
Well,
Come on. It's just between you and me.
it's just that we don't get to talk to him much. Never, actually. He ignores us most of the time.
You've never spoken to him?
No. We get our orders from Saris. Thane. We're not allowed anywhere near him.
This whole domain, the warehouses, the docks, does it all belong to Thane?
Yep.
Seems awful big for just one guy.
He's not alone. He's got us. And then there's Saris' gang.
Do they live here?
That's one way to look at it. Thane shares the domain with them.
That's generous of him.
Logical is more like it. He keeps his friends close.
And his enemies closer, I imagine.
I'll leave you to your game.
Later.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Your cards.
Hey, I've missed being on dry land.
Come on, I gotta get out of here.
Should have left 2 hours ago. What are we waiting for?
For Thane to change his plans. What they just told us is big news.
Another
I'm
hour
not gonna
or
wait
two.
around here forever.
Until then,
You'll
stay
do
cool.
what
Saris
Saul
and her
tells
bunch
you
are on
to.
edge tonight.
Period.
I don't want any
If
trouble.
you don't like it, you
Got
can
it.
go drown yourself in the bay.
We can't drown. You know that, right? I heard you got some kind of plan to get us out of this mess.
Yeah, something like that.
Saul's taking some big risks for you. If it doesn't work,
it'll work.
We'll see about that.
Stay away from the bikes. The guys are a little jumpy right
Okay,
now.
so this is Soul's thing.
Hey.
She runs the local biker store, I guess.
Remind me of when we fled
More curve in the trajectory.
And now the SI
Ozzy,
forced us to flee again.
Not now, okay?
What? You're not interested?
No.
Suit yourself. You'll be sorry that you didn't listen to me.
Sure.
I'm busy. No, you can't come through.
Rafa?
Rafa?
Are you Rafa?
What do you want with him?
I need to see him.
Why?
SI. Ring a bell? Tell me where I can find him.
You're gonna have to wait. Rafa's out of town.
What do you mean, out of town? Where is he?
Not here?
Great.
You sure you're not Rafa?
Who's in charge here, then? Does he have a second in command?
Yeah? Me. But I have nothing to say to you.
Let me at least explain.
Aha, I don't want to hear it. I have my orders. I'm sticking to them.
But the court...
Not my problem.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Was there anything else? Or are we done here?
Let's hope you don't... Nope, you don't care to focus.
Tell me about him.
Nothing? There's nothing you need to know.
A little paranoid, are we? You can trust me. I don't have any ulterior.
That doesn't sound
I
convincing.
work for Iverson.
I work for myself. I'm just curious, that's all. All right?
I'll answer one question. What do you want to know?
How long has he been leading your coterie?
A little over 4 years. Yeah, he took over after Sam disappeared.
What happened to him?
The beckoning.
Oh.
I answered your question. Now fuck off.
So the same amount as the Camarilla person. Jesus, this is one expensive place.
Wires and fuses. I should be able to do something with that. Wires and fuses.
So, do you want to do something with
I should be
it?
able to do something with that.
For now? Because I bet you, if you make it blow, they'll move. So we have at least established where one of the places that we need to go is.
Gladys. Strange name for a barge.
Oh, come on. An awesome name for a barge. Reminds me of Portal.
You can't enter.
God damn it! I swear I can sneak around. There's an invisible fence there. I don't need the motorcycles, I do need the train cars, wherever those are. Is that a train car? Oh. I think I found an Nosferatu. Or at the very least, I found the sewers.
Who knows where these tunnels could lead?
And that's not locked. Sewers probably reemerge. Two different places. Tends to just be what sewers often do in games, so don't have a map, unfortunately. So let's just try here first. Reemerges somewhere. And then I can jump the gap. So where do we reemerge? Okay, it's not in a locked room that we reemerge. Is this where we started? This can't be where we started. Okay, I can jump the gap here now. That's completely impossible. Okay, so where does this reemerge? Because now this one was fairly hard to reach.
It looks like a storage room. It's practical, if not clean.
Ooh, an elevator. Okay, it was one of the places that was locked before. Not anymore.
I need a key card. I don't have anything to unlock.
I have a key card. Probably the wrong one. Well, this is now accessible. There's only one way to move here. I know where this goes. Yeah, this is the unexplored bit. Oof.
He looks like a junkie.
He looks dead. Also, like he might have an explosive tied to his hand? What?
What was he doing here? Trying to escape.
Oh, that's a magnetic key. That's not a key card. Not what I'm looking for. What? Where even is this? Not somewhere that I've been before. You know the bad thing with giant maps? I can't remember where I am. Or where to go.
What the hell is this?
Hey! Is anybody here? Oh, I'm not feeling well.
The dregs of humanity. Come on. It won't take long.
Oh, you may not be feeling well. You're gonna feel a bit worse in a second, sorry. Why are we insisting on scaring people? I don't understand. Now we can feel like a junkie. Perfect. Is there anything else through here? Is that of a person I just ate? That is another person that I can eat. Okay, so it is free entry. I just didn't find it, I guess.
Twinkle.
Twinkle star. Nothing little about it, but it is twinkling. Where can we even what? I see, so this is a fast way of navigating to the docks. I have a question, couldn't I just blink onto the ship? It's not that far. Okay, I'm using extra problem solving that the game just didn't anticipate for me to use. Oh, that's where I came from. Which means that this is this area. Anything else here outside of a small shortcut? No, I don't think that there is. Oh, time to go down to the sewers again. God damn it, corpse, you're getting me stuck. I see anything extra? Okay, I can also travel somewhere over there. Ooh. I can get onto the boat.
It wasn't that hard.
Lol. So I can feed on rats on Leysha, no problem. With Toradors it increases suspicion, and with Ventru it's just impossible. I need some way of going up. Can I do even a little hop? Nope. I'm just too shit for hopping. Teleport or else.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
C# Bible? This is the boat? Nothing in there. I don't have key, and I'm shit at technology. Cool. Fix it, I had to reset your password. Now it's Gladys' registration number. Never trust tech to keep a secret. Oh, well, somebody's erasing information. I need the registration number again. Three 764. No? Three 764. It is 3764. Unless it's a different computer.
Shit. That's scary. What the heck is that?
A Nosferatu making a deal with the prince. Oh, fair enough. So that guy has a different password. A key card. A business card. Stupid password, stupid folks. That's not much of a hint. Already read that. Not entirely sure why I'm here. Okay. Ship. Computer password? Nope, that's not right. It's not where I am. What, really? Oh god, that was a hint. So they are experimenting with just full-on drugs. And that seems to be stolen info. I wish that I could have just, you know, exited the ship as normal. You're like, hi guys! Yeah, I've been on your ship. I kinda let myself in. Hope you don't mind. I do wanna go now, though. Back to the sewers. I bet this is not even deep water. We just refuse to cross it. I think I could talk with him again, maybe. Might help, maybe? There's a quick way over in here. Because I may have stolen some info, but I still need to convince them to help us.
Leave me alone. Don't you have anything better to do?
No, not really. Okay, so let's just check out where else the sewers go. I have a feeling that I'm already kind of exhausting the sewers. Smart people that I can feed on. I don't necessarily need to at the moment. You know where that goes. This is just the exit. So this means that this is where I entered the sewers to begin with. I think I will be about able to say that the sewers have been fully explored. Already been there. Yeah, they don't go to great many places. Right, may as well leave the sewers.
Out of this. I'm sure she will.
Ah, still in one piece. I'm impressed.
Your friends might hate me, but they're afraid of Hazel. They wouldn't dare touch a hair on my head.
It's not just Hazel. Everyone knows the Black Rattler's Rose. So, what do you think? Must be a hell of a change from all those tight asses at court, huh?
I'm totally lost.
Honestly, I have no idea. I thought I knew you, but it turns out I've just been scratching the surface.
Welcome to the jungle, sis. You know, your message earlier. At the time, I really thought you wanted to take the plunge. Well, that you were gonna join us.
Got your hopes up.
I'm a little disappointed. I think you have your place here. You should think about it.
Not tonight.
I know. But if you have any questions, let me know.
I want to go see Saris, but I need to know more about her before I go.
What do you want to know?
She seems to be pretty important around here.
She's Randall's right hand. She manages security in his domain. She and her guys are the only ones who are allowed to bunk up here.
Where do you call home? I forget.
Dorchester. Each gang has its own hideout. We don't get together often.
What's she like?
Where in the here is she?
Anybody as stubborn as her. She's loyal, I'll say that for her.
What about her relationship with the camp?
Non-existent, like the rest of us. Don't expect her to roll out the welcome mat.
I figured. How do I convince her to join me?
Knowing her, you're gonna need to stick to the cold hard facts. She's a practical person, a no-nonsense type. You won't get anywhere making puppy eyes.
You underestimate me.
I can make the best puppy eyes ever.
Everything I need. Thanks. I'm leaving.
I'm counting on you, Lewis.
Okay. Somebody's meeting somebody at the gas station. So here's the issue. This place is absolutely massive. And I was told by the trains. And I have no idea where that is. That's the docks. That's the little play area. think that's like the only train that I've ever seen.
What are you still doing here?
Trying to figure out where people are. Are you Saris? Don't want the letter, I want to talk with you.
Should have been tougher.
You can't be Saris. Surely there's something to say Sarah's location? That is she Saris.
Saris, I need to talk to you.
Randall told you to leave.
He didn't say when.
Oh, you think you're clever. What do you want?
We have to talk about the SI.
There's nothing more to be said. Randall was perfectly clear.
He's making a mistake. The whole city's in danger.
Don't waste your breath. I don't listen to the court's underlings. Now get out of here.
Saris, just hear me out.
Get out.
God damn it. If I want them to back me, I need to find a...
Hey. I see what you're trying to do.
Is that a threat?
You're way off. I'm on your side. I want to help.
Why would you take that risk?
Well, because our survival depends on it. This isn't the first time Cirrus has put us in danger.
And what do you suggest?
An exchange of mutual benefit. Do you know why Cirrus disagrees with your plan?
Out of loyalty, I guess.
No, that's part of it, for sure, but that's not all. It's because of the Crimson Oaks.
I've heard of them. I remember those guys. Hazel hated them. There was a time she fought with them. I thought they disappeared.
Their leaders fled after the fall of London. Most of them followed, but others stayed behind and went underground.
I see. But what's the connection with Saris?
She works for them, and she seems to be pretty attached to their agreement.
And not you?
And you're not?
Hell no. I was there when those bastards were running around terrorizing everyone. Fuck them.
If Saris works for them, that would explain why she won't help Hazel.
Yeah, but I got a plan for that. It won't be pretty, but it'll be good for the both of us. You in?
Can you tell me more?
I need more details.
Not till you agree. So, are you with me or not?
Sure!
I'm with you.
Alright. Then listen carefully. I've got dirt on Cirrus. Bank accounts. The kind of stuff that's shady enough to get her kicked out of the coterie for good.
I'm sorry. I don't
I'm not that smart.
Saris is embezzling.
Oh yeah, that's what the files say.
Is it really true?
It doesn't really matter. All that matters is getting rid of her. If Cirrus is out, then I'll replace her, and I'll help you.
Well, thank you.
long have you been sitting on these papers?
I've been preparing all of this for a couple of months. I was just waiting for the right time to make my move.
You're using me.
I'm friggin' trying to help you.
I doubt a couple pieces of paper will be enough to push her out the door.
Yeah? Well, think again. We don't have the same resources you do. So, if we were to find out she's been helping herself to the little we have...
What are you planning to do with your little papers?
Can't just whip them out like that. Somebody's gotta find them. And for that to happen, I need you to help me plant them somewhere.
Where?
In Ceres's personal safe. It's in a secure room. You'll need this pass to get in.
Oh, thank you.
Great. Is there a code? For the safe, I mean.
It's not a code, it's a card. Here. You'll find it upstairs. Any questions?
No.
I think that's about it.
In that case, I'll arrange to get you access to upstairs. Here, take the files. Come back when you got some news. I'm counting on you.
I don't think I have any other choice. I wonder what else he's hiding.
What if I just gave it to you?
Look who's back.
I know you missed me. I've got something to tell you that you're not gonna like.
What?
It has to do with your second.
Yardley? What's the problem?
He wants you out of the picture.
Excuse me?
He knows you won't help us against the SI. He offered to help me. In exchange for your head.
No way. Do you have any proof to back up your claim?
He asked me to plant some forged documents in your safe. I didn't do it. I've got them with me if you want to see them.
That won't be necessary. Yardley.
Second Inquisition has attacked
but for him to use
vampires in Boston. You are 3 vampires in Boston.
That's all I know.
I guess I should thank you.
You owe me more than that. I saved your ass. I want you to talk to Thane and defend Hazel's offer.
I knew it. You might be onto something. But what's in it for me?
What do you have in mind?
More than just a fistful of greenbacks. What can you offer me?
The On the Blood Trade?
Could open the New England blood market to you. You'd have access to the red salons in the region.
That'd be a nice change from our menu of junkies.
What do you say?
You've piqued my curiosity. And my appetite. Why not? As long as your prince can keep her word. This is your first time, isn't it?
What? Negotiating?
No. Fighting.
I've spent my life doing it.
So you should know that you rarely win without sacrificing something. How many people will be destroyed tonight, if I agree to help you?
She'll increase it. No, she didn't. Cool.
How many of your friends? Are you ready to bear that burden?
We won't lose anyone tonight. The court will be there to back us up. I'm fully aware of what I'm asking you to do.
And you're sure about this?
I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
I might have been wrong about you. But I'm going to be honest. It's not about you. It's your prince.
I know you don't trust Hazel.
Because I know her too well.
I wouldn't trust Hazel either.
If you reach out to help her, she'll cut off your hand. What makes things any different this time?
I'll be there to stop her.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try.
Her primogen has the means to control her.
So? Are you part of that band of thieves?
Exactly.
Really? Oh, now that you mention it, you're a lot like them. Maybe we could use you to our advantage. You'll be the one to take the blows. Fine. I'll help you and back your request. but I can't promise anything.
I know. With you and Saul, that should do it.
Saul?
Yeah. She agreed to help me.
Huh. All you're missing is Rafa, and you'll have a winning hand. Hell of a team.
Thane will give in. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Listen, I've got to wrap up a couple of things with my second first. I'll meet up with you.
You mean you have to wrap up your second first?
If your prince betrays us, I'll destroy you.
I'll fight with you later. Consider yourself betrayed. Woo! I'm gonna just eat some willpower. So that's serious. I couldn't get to Rafa. God damn it. Okay, apparently there was a thing that I missed on that ship, so back to the ship we go. Well, at the very least I found her. Ship's that way, most convenient way is that way. I have already used my celerity, so I don't need to pay again. Which is great. So at the very least I have 2 of them. Now all I need is a 3rd. We don't want to get any yucky butt stuff on our shoes. Want to go around and up. Even the ship is properly confusing. They're like, no, you can't board a ship. And I'm like, well, I'm a vampire. I can do whatever I want. To be fair, when she's just dealing people as dishonestly as this, oh. Down, right. Left, down. Up, right. What? Yeah, I think that is the correct thing. That's weird. Down, left, right, down. Up, right. Where do I start? Down. So down. Down, left. Right? Down. Up. Right? Down. Left. Right. Down. Up. Right. Oh! Okay.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide this place.
Would have been easier if it just said draw a cross. Restart the system if you lose your password. Enter the following code. Buyer's choice 568974. 568974.
That's an old one.
Five, 6, 8, 9, 7, 4. New phones for everyone! Keep an eye on that girl. If I disappear, get the folder in the computer and delete it. That night. You know what? Ooh. It's a special night! Wait, is it the Fall of London night?
I wonder what they use all these cameras for.
Beautiful things.
These still exist. Whatever's on it must be important. Look at this old thing. It's almost as old as I am.
On Wednesday night, the residents of Offench Street noticed a column of flames that consumed the building at number 2206. Our department was notified quickly and managed to control the fire around 4:20 a.m. There has been no casualties reported to date, but the property losses amount to several $1,000s. The owner of the premises did not wish to comment. 05/16/1991. Oh, 5/16. Miley! Embraced a year ago, she took her time to replace me. I must have left her with a bitter taste, or maybe she blamed herself for it? What am I thinking about? She doesn't know remorse. She would have to be wrong about something for that. Her only mistake was choosing me. I wonder where she found her. Seems like she's a financial wizard, typical. Went to Cambridge University, obviously quickly spotted by a big insurance company. Hazel is more into white-collar workers now. Gone are the days of the lost pups. She wants to lean on something steady. What a cunt.
Hold up. Hazel is his sire? I thought he'd been destroyed.
Oh yeah! The other information said that he was destroyed.
I feel like I've seen this symbol before. Spy gear.
Well, let us insert the floppy disk, shall we? I'm sorry, Hazel. I'm on my way. Don't understand how things escalated like that. Do you think I'm going to have to leave? I swear I'll make it up to you. I'm still hiding. Please answer. Are you alright? I swear if King lays a finger on you, I'll destroy him. Did you send someone?
Delson?
Okay, that's just the phone again. I think I checked all the phones in here. Is this where
Maybe
the
I can
5-6 thing goes? Apparently, yeah.
I should have known.
Hello!
I'd heard that the prince's bitch was sniffing around here.
You don't look like a Nosferatu.
Through the front door.
How banal.
I'll come up with something better next time.
You must be Mem Lewis. Tell me, why shouldn't I just put an end to you right now?
If you destroy me, you'll never know what brought me here.
I know why. You want my head. So I might as well cut yours off first.
You're... No! That's ridiculous. I'm just here about the Alliance.
What?
Saul told me I should come see you. She thinks you could help us.
Don't tell me she agrees with your shitty plan.
Yeah?
How do you...
I got a detailed report about your little crisis meeting. Thane was right to refuse to cooperate. It'd be a huge mistake.
It will be if you don't help us.
We're not allies. Never have been, never will be. So why should we risk our asses to save yours?
Second Inquisition?
The problem isn't just about the camp.
We've learned to make ourselves scarce.
Scarce? You're hiding out on a fucking barge. How long do you think it will take before they come for you?
We'll be gone before that can happen.
Where? They'll hunt you down like they did in London. I'm sorry, but we're all in this together. Like it or not.
Maybe. Anyways, the old bat is wrong. London. Vienna. We've seen what they can do. You're no match for them.
Also,
They
she's
don't
not
stand a
that old.
chance.
None of them are that old. I don't know the right answer.
It's going to be tough for sure. But it's not impossible if we unite our forces. I know that we're complete opposites. But it's just for tonight. With you. The humans won't stand a chance.
A lot of times there's a gap between the stats and reality, Lewis. Especially since we have no idea how many of them there really are.
We're kindred, damn it. Just one of us is worth 5 of theirs. We'll crush them.
I mean, unless you're completely unprepared and overwhelmed with fire.
Listen.
I mean, apparently in medieval times it didn't go down well.
All of that were true. I couldn't help you. I can't.
Why not? What's stopping you?
You wouldn't understand.
Explain.
You should know, since you went through my cabin.
Hazel.
There you go. Hazel. She doesn't know I'm still here. And if she were to find out, well, you get the picture. I've been working for years.
Is Hazel Ventru?
It was complicated enough before.
Are you Ventru?
She's Prince. My existence is at stake, Lewis. And I'm not going to sacrifice myself for your alliance.
I see where you're coming from. But I swear nothing will happen to you. I won't let Hazel touch you.
She's the prince. You have no power over her.
I'm a member of the Primogen.
Not officially.
At least, I will be soon. I can protect you.
Really? A member of the council? I don't know.
The council's gone to shit lately.
It's either that, or final death will come knocking in a matter of days. You have to trust me, Rafa.
All right. Got your message. You can count on me to try to clean up your prince's mess.
Thanks, Rafa.
I'm not doing it for you.
I know. But thanks anyways.
We've got to get ready. I'll give the others a heads up and tell them to let you in.
Great.
I hope you know what you're getting yourself into, Lewis. We won't forget you. I've got to get ready. I'll meet up with you later. But that's the last time you break in here. Got it?
Got it.
The next time I'll just walk in.
I did it. Rafa is with me. With him and Saris, Dane should come around. I've got to tell Saul.
Okay, so now all I need is to actually go and tell Saul. These stairs are really stupidly positioned. Hopefully I can just leave the boat now and don't need to do a jumpy. Fuck it, I'll do the jumpy. I forgot how to leave the boat. Okay, time to just hit up my biker girl. You're like, hey, sweetie pie. I've convinced him. I'm gonna go and get him, tiger. It's gonna be great. At this hunger, I think we're fine. Where is the other save zone? Let's just see. Because it's gonna take me to the other save zone, and I don't know if I ever found it. So I don't actually know where I'm going right now. This might go very badly. The things that beat me. Maps. I only need 5. I practically never actually need to use my abilities. It's mostly all the talking things that are the worst. Because willpower just goes like crazy. Okay, so this is where the other save zone is. Where are the stairs down? I can jog faster than this. It should be like going celerity super speed, like Superman. Zip, 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 zip. I mean, this character can as well. If I remember, her thing was towards the docks, but not at the docks. It was at the motorcycles, which is here.
Is there a problem?
I talked to Saris. She's in.
Really? You've outdone yourself this time. Where do things stand with Rafa?
He's agreed to help us.
Shit, Lewis, you're incredible. Rafa's support is more than welcome. All systems are go. So, what do you say we go see Thane? I think it's high time we did.
Yes! Let's go, Mario!
All right. I'm right behind you.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Ready?
Thane, this is
Then again, it's either me or them.
Let's stick with it.
Forgive me.
So
Yes.
we're gonna make
Let's go.
a lot of enemies, but let's stick with it.
Yes, and now you can't go back. It's too late.
You.
My.
Thinks we should join you.
This is intermission.
Rafa does too. You turned them all against me.
This is Alcoholic Anonymous.
I wish things could have gone.
You have a drinking problem.
Save your apologies for those who won't make it back. There will be a lot of them tonight. You have no idea what that means. You're not ready.
We're leaving for Long Island, together. Saul and the others will meet up with Hazel there. I'll wait until they launch their coordinated attack to infiltrate the base.
You're destroying this cell. Get out of here. I don't want to see you again.
Okay, minus 50 for the next exploration skill. Oh, there was a vault somewhere in there. And a thin blood artifact. I'm gonna load into his, and that's where I'm gonna stop. He is doing the very high stakes thing. I'm gonna assume that this half of the mission is just him infiltrating it. Because if we already start there, then we start from the end of the friggin' game? Okay, I can't even buy more dominate. Okay, let's do education and intimidation, why not? We do want to be scary. Let's kill a after all.
Put him in there. Gently. We'll deal with him tomorrow.
We just start in. God damn it. I really can't tell a difference if he's stimulating his vitals or not.
Wasn't wrong. Now, how to find Stanford.
He looks just as dead either way. So, I'm gonna stop here. When we come back the next time, we will be infiltrating with this dude into this place. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.